Hi, guys. This week we are going to be reading a very scary and spooky play because Halloween is coming up. Just kidding. It's not going to be that scary. But it is called The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. And while we're reading, we are going to be working on making inferences. So you get to be the detective. An inference is when you use the hints and the clues that the author tells you in the story to figure out things that the author doesn't actually say. So, an inference is something you figure out by putting together clues in a story. In this play, what inference can you make about the Headless Horseman? Remember, use what you already know to help you. All right, and my husband is here today because he is going to read the parts of the storyteller. I'm going to do the other parts, and I will try to change my voice to make it a little more interesting. All right, so here we go. Scene 1. It's a dark night just outside a forest. A glowing light comes up. The storyteller appears.
I was never one for ghost stories, but then I came across a village called Sleepy Hollow.
Leaves begin rustling.
This is a place where everything seems haunted. It was here that I first heard about the Headless Horseman.
Scene 2. The sun shines. A man enters. He is reading a book.
This is Ichabod Crane. He's the new teacher in town.
He is very tall and thin, and he always seems distracted. Martha and Ida enter. Good day, teacher. Good day, ladies. Are you enjoying Sleepy Hollow? Oh, yes, but the wind was very loud last night. That wasn't the wind. That was the screaming ghost. A ghost? Are you serious? Quite. He cries when a big storm is coming. Ichabod looks up at the sky and shivers. Do you guys think it's actually cold? Do you think he's shivering because he's cold? I don't think so either. I think he's scared.
Ichabod arrives at the house of Katrina Van Tassel. Ichabod gives Katrina singing lessons every week.
A young woman answers the door.
This is Katrina. She is a talented young woman with a beautiful voice. Many people in town admire Katrina, including Ichabod.
Mr. Crane, isn't my lesson tomorrow? It is. I came by to give you a present. Ichabod holds out 2 shiny red apples. Why, thank you. Ichabod smiles shyly. Why do you guys think he's smiling, and why is he acting shy? Maybe he likes her. I'm just making an inference. The sound of horse hooves fill the air. That must be Brom Bones. He's coming to take me riding. A large man rides up on a big black horse. Hello, Katrina. It looks like your scarecrow escaped from the cornfield. Stop it, Brom. That's Mr. Crane, the new teacher. Sorry, Crane. Your clothes are so loose and your neck is so skinny. Brom chuckles unkindly. Katrina climbs onto Brom's horse and waves goodbye to Ichabod. Don't forget about my party, Mr. Crane. Brom frowns at Ichabod. Then he and Katrina ride off. I wonder why he's frowning at him. Scene 4.
Ichabod is getting ready for the party. He can't stop thinking about Katrina and her lovely voice.
Ichabod's friend, Mr. Van Ripper, enters. Almost ready for the party? I think so. I'm nervous, though. I can tell Brom likes Katrina, and I think he knows. Knows what? Well, I'm in love with her. I'm in love with Katrina, too. Be careful. I wouldn't mess with Brom if I were you. Scene 5.
The Van Tassel's home is overflowing with food.
Ichabod stares at a table full of sweets. Brom approaches. Ichabod. Brom. Lively music fills the room. Ichabod finds Katrina. Will you dance with me? Of course. As they dance, Katrina laughs with delight. Ichabod's long limbs fly around the room. Ichabod looks like an octopus in a tornado.
Brom Bones watches them dance, feeling more and more jealous.
Let's go ahead and read what it says here about Washington Irving in this map. It says Washington Irving may have gotten his idea for the legend of Sleepy Hollow when he was just 15 years old. His parents sent him from their home in New York City to a friend's house in Tarrytown, a small village on the Hudson River. Irving fell in love with the region, including its Dutch American people and their many ghost stories. Oh, so that's why this was written. Cool. All right, scene 6.
Later that night, the talk turns to the supernatural.
Have you been up near the hill? You can hear the ghosts screaming. There are so many ghosts in Sleepy Hollow, but none compares to the Headless Horseman. A man with no head riding on a horse? They say he was a soldier who lost his head in the war. Every night, his body rides around looking for its head. I once saw him on the road. He chased me and pulled me up onto his horse. My goodness! We reached the old church bridge. That's when the horseman turned into a skeleton. Oh my! Then he threw me into the creek. Brom strides over. I too have seen the Headless Horseman. What happened? I raced him, and I would have won, but just as we came to the old church bridge, he vanished. They say the horseman can't go past the bridge. So, if you see the horseman, ride for the bridge. If you can reach the bridge, you will be safe. Scene 7.
Ichabod leaves the party later that night. Ghost stories fill his head.
He trots along the road on his horse.
The night grows darker.
Suddenly, something appears in the shadows. Who's there? He sees a large figure sitting on a big black horse. I say, who are you? There is no response. Ichabod kicks his horse and they take off into the night. He looks back. He is terrified by what he sees chasing him. The Headless Horseman! A fiery jack-o'-lantern hangs at the rider's side. That's his head! Ichabod's horse races toward the bridge. They are nearly there. Faster, faster! Brom said if we can make it to the bridge, we'll be safe. As they race over the bridge, Ichabod turns around. He expects the Headless Horseman to disappear. Instead, he sees the horseman raise an arm and throw his fiery head at him. Ah! Scene 8.
Months later, villagers still talk about Ichabod Crane.
The next morning, Ichabod's horse came home, but Ichabod did not. And his body was never found. His hat was found near the old church bridge. A smashed pumpkin lay next to it. Brom Bones chuckles. Poor Ichabod. I think he died of fright. I heard he just got scared and ran out of town. What do you think, Brom? I think the Headless Horseman took care of him.
Me? I don't know what to believe. But soon after Ichabod disappeared, Brom and Katrina got married.
Brom winks at the audience.
If Brom Bones knows more about what really happened, he sure isn't telling.
Stephen, what do you think happened?
I don't know.
So, using what I already know about Brom and the way he feels about Katrina and the way he feels about Ichabod, the way he feels about Ichabod, I really think that maybe he's the culprit. Because I personally don't believe there's really a Headless Horseman. Do you think so?
Maybe there is.
Maybe there is. Up to you guys. You have to use the clues in the story to figure out what you think happened. All right. So we are going to finish. We're going to practice reading this story this week, and you guys are going to get to be characters in the play in class. And you will have an assignment and some questions to complete tomorrow. So jump on live if you have any questions, and we'll go ahead and take a bow. You take a bow?
I bow.
All right, so these are the questions you guys are going to be completing.